Hi beauties! I had to go do my makeup so I could come back and give you guys a sensible look of how this look turned out at the end. And so I kind of felt that this video needs an intro. If you know me, you know I don't ever do an intro because I usually don't watch intros. And so I was like, why am I gonna film something that I don't watch? I just jump right in. But because of how I did the video, because of the footage I have, I needed an intro. So I did my makeup actually on my Facebook live. Nerve-wracking, can you say? Anyways, you can go ahead and watch that, and you can join me on Facebook. It's cool. The next thing is that this hair is by Klaiyi Hair, and I think in my natural hair video where I use Curls Dynasty products, I had shown you at the end where I was drying this hair, and I told you a little bit about it. So this is the box it came in. It is by Klaiyi Hair. I don't think my lights are on. This is the box it came in. It is by Klaiyi Hair. I got it on AliExpress, which I actually have. Let's see if I can pull it out. I actually have the closure from here to here. It's a regular 4x4 closure, and I got 3 bundles in the bundle deal. And I got a 10-inch closure, 12-inch bundles, and they came looking like this. So I just showed you in that last video what it looked like after it was washed, and this is what it looks like obviously after it's styled. This is dry. I styled it yesterday, and so having slept on it and whatever and fluffed it out, it is bigger. So when I first did it, it was very like tamed, very the wet look and everything. I tend to like this look a lot better. Anyways, this is how much I have. Let me fold it in half. This is how much I have left back from the install that I did. And even here, you can kind of tell the difference between when it is styled and when it is washed. So you see the ends are not as curly. I need to do a Facebook Live of how I define my curly hair, because you can brush the hair and have it look like this, or you can brush the hair and have it look like this. And I kind of found that out by accident. I don't think it was on any videos anywhere. I've never seen anybody do it like that, but I was really happy to discover that I could actually create this curl pattern on curly hair, and I didn't have to have it look like this all the time, every time. Because I like this too, don't get me wrong. Go ahead and watch, enjoy, and I'll show pictures at the end, okay? But, I mean, see you later? Alright, so I am exhausted. Feel like I did a day's work already and a little deflated that I might not be able to complete this today, but I work tomorrow, so I have to figure it out. Alright, so this is the braid pattern I have. I kind of want cornrows going back on this side, and I have a closure that I have to work into this project somehow. So that's why I have these braids on the side. We'll see what I end up doing, but this is the braid pattern. So this is left out for the side braids, which I will do with the tracks. We'll hear from the tracks. The plan is for a The plan is for a closure to go here, but if that doesn't seem like it's working out fast enough, I'm gonna sew tracks there. I have my anchor braids. Well, this one, the anchor braid is right here. And then right here. Now I have to find the least bulky option to sew down this little tail that I created because I interlooped all of the ends. Hopefully you can see that I'm using brown thread, that you know, when it's time to cut this out, I'm not chopping up my hair. So here we go. What I'm doing here now is sewing a single track along the anchor braid, starting at the top of my ear, running along the back of my neck or the nape of my neck, never mind the P's, and all the way up to the top of this anchor braid. Now that that's sewn down, I'm doubling the tracks and I'm sewing, and I'm showing it's doubles. I'm sewing back and forth, back and forth. If I had sewn the little tail right there where you see that space, I would have been able to sew another double track there and have a fuller look at the back, but you know, it's a learning experience. What are you gonna do? So I am sewing back and forth double track, and I'm about to show you how I am sewing one track at a time as I fold. So I'm coming up along my ear there, and then I'm folding up to this part, and I'm sewing down the top weft, making that the bottom, and I'm sewing down the bottom weft separately, making that the new top weft with the fold over. It is clear in some of my other videos, my closure and frontal making videos, so check those out for more detail. I can leave them down below if I remember. So I'm going back and forth here. I cut a lot of the sewing out because it's the same thing. But up next, I'm going to show you how I took a break and installed the closure. So I saw this clear tape in Walmart for under $2, so I decided to see if it would, you know, like be good for sewing my closure down. It was very fragile, so I can't say that I recommend it, but it was a nice part of this experiment. So I sewed it down hoping that it would be like invisible kind of stitches, but it was very visible. My hair is dark, my skin is dark, my closure is dark. So maybe if I had blonde hair, it would have made more sense. But anyways, I persevered nonetheless. So I sewed the closure down just like I would the tracks, and I tried to stay close together, sewing on the edge. My scalp gets very sore when the thread is going through my cornrow, so I'm trying to stay on the edge of the braid. And I'm trying to keep it, you see me keep readjusting because I'm trying to keep it flat and anchored down. I've never done my hair myself like this, so making wigs is so much easier because you can walk away from it, you can come back later, you know. Your hands don't have to get tired. Like my shoulders were hurting the next day having my hands all the way up there for so long. But anyways, I could continue. Whoops. I'll continue sewing with the clear thread all the way to the part where this is going to be braids on the side here, so I want to make sure that, you know, it's a clean stitching going back. So I'm going to follow around the back of the closure with the clear thread, and then when I get on the other side where tracks will be covering it, I'm just going to go back to sewing with the brown thread, which is what I'm doing in this clip. So sewing with the brown thread, secure that down, and I'm gonna actually start again with the tracks, I think. Oh no, I was trying to anchor. I was having trouble anchoring this closure down because I knew I didn't have any glue and I wanted it to be glueless. So I was like sewing it to the track and then sewing to the cornrows down there underneath the tracks. So I was trying to, like, I don't know, almost like tie it down like how you would tie down a tarp or tie down a tent. So I was like sewing through it. I hurt myself. Had to let that stitch out actually. And I still ended up having some problems. So I decided to go ahead, keep trying to sew the tracks down and figure it out when I got closer to the top, and just hope and pray that it would work. So I'm sewing that last track that should show behind the braids. I'm sewing that last track down to the closure and knotting it off because the thread is short. That's the only reason why I'm knotting it off. And then I'm gonna go ahead with that back and forth, back and forth. So here we are on the final track, and I'm cutting. That's the part that I showed you in the beginning of the video that was left over. So I'm just trying to secure down this final track and cover up those back and forth tarp ties that I created. Guys, this was a big learning experience for me. I had no idea what I was doing. I was literally just feeling it out. But I like how it turned out. And it's a month later and I'm still wearing it. So there you go. It held up. I decided to go back with the clear thread back before I knew it wasn't going to be invisible. And I was sewing 2 horizontal lines across that closure to try to anchor it down. And I have a piece, if you can see right here on the side of my face that's closest to you, I have a twisted portion there that is part the closure, part my hair. So what I did is I braided my own hair, those 4 on the side here, those are my hair, and then I braided in my hair with the edge of the closure for this top one here for a bit of a smoother transition. And that was a big struggle. So I had to end up tying down the closure so I could actually create the braid. And I'm just showing you the spacing that I used to get this kind of natural density. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Like this video if you like this video. Subscribe if you're feeling my vibe. You could do that by clicking my face. And check out another video while you're here. I'll leave the natural hair video for you that I was talking about. And I don't know, maybe one that YouTube thinks you'll like. All right then, bye.